Okay, hi, I'm in a new place, and there's cats all over. Please don't make any noise. So in case you haven't caught up or anything like that, which seems definitely possible, a couple of weeks ago I had to push some stuff to the side in favor of school things, which unfortunately included YouTube. But now I'm back, my brain is melted, and I just need a quick and easy topic to discuss, and that's when you nerds come in. So when I released my video on Adobe's serious piracy problem, which you should definitely check out, I installed at least 5 viruses in the research of it, a bunch of you nerds have been beginning to ask me where to find these cracked and free links. And truth be told, I didn't quite know how to respond. I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want to come across as encouraging piracy, because it's still kinda stealing. Kinda. And the last thing that I want is my YouTube channel to be used against me in court, or at the very least the first page of Twitter. But my brain is broken, I need a quick and easy topic to discuss, and I have pre-existing knowledge about this. Don't ask how still. I'm gonna try and organize this into chapters, but I bet you I'm gonna probably end up flying off the rails because this is not scripted. All I have is some dot points. I am that broken. So finding the oldest site for Adobe piracy is quite challenging. There's not enough reliable sources to pinpoint to one site, but I did see some reoccurring names fly here and there. The most likely candidates being Juarez Distribution Group and Bulletin Board System. The Juarez Distribution Group became popular between the 1980s, and these groups would use some sort of method called dial-up modems to share pirated links through channels such as Internet Relay, Chat, and XTC. These guys would be the ones responsible for cracking and distributing different softwares, with groups such as Core and X-Force, clearly usernames were not the priority, would have been among some of the first to crack and distribute Adobe programs. Now, do note that this is around the time of the pre-Napster days, where physical data centers had to be constructed and used to house the software. Piracy looked a lot different back then. There were whole government-like systems put in place, built on credits, roles, reputations, all sorts of interesting stuff. To be honest, this whole system deserves its own separate video. It's really in-depth. Can you tell this is improv? I'm gonna die. The bulletin board system took place around the same time, around the 1980s to 90s, where there were computerized systems used to exchange public messages or files or posts. All of my sources put all these in quotation marks for some reason, so this sort of gives me the vibes that this site was in between Mediafire and like the dark web in terms of sketchiness. And this system became a primary means of distributing pirated software. The system was used on a wide variety of different softwares, including the first variations of Photoshop. Even though the site wasn't specific to Adobe products, they still did offer a lot of stuff from their program. They used a similar method to the Juarez groups, using dial-up modems, and yeah, that's about it. Next page. Mediafire is a file hosting and sharing site, which nowadays is purely just used for Minecraft maps and piracy. It's widely considered one of the sketchiest sites to go on, but the big thing about this site is that you don't trust Mediafire, you trust the publisher of the file itself. Someone said it in a Reddit thing, I thought it was cool, so I thought I might add it in. In fact, Mediafire is quite a popular source of downloading pirated software, that the majority of YouTube tutorials will often link back to the same Mediafire link. It's often regarded as the thing that contains the most viruses when it comes to downloading pirated software, but it supposedly has a virus scanner for everything that goes through it, which I'm not sure about, but hey, I'm not encouraging anyone here to test it, okay? Please don't sue me, Adobe. Google Drive is similar to Mediafire, except this time it's super easy to snuck viruses into the software, because half the time the software is too big for Google to even care about checking it. A lot of the sites that will offer pirated links often use Google Drive as the data storing center. thing. Most of the sites that use Drive looks like it's a website that's held together by cardboard and electrical tape, and will often link you back to a Google Drive folder that contains the software in it. Hi, this is not a completely different day. This is the exact same day. Don't question it. Anyway, what was I talking about? The big issue with Google Drive is that sometimes the links don't work. Like, not every link actually takes you to a usable download. It just says file cannot be found. Again, don't ask how I know this. The TLDR of Google Drive is people make piracy websites, aren't bothered to make their own download links. They use Drive. Done. Because that's the glory of Google Drive. You don't have to make your own data centers. Now, there will be some sites that go the extra mile and make their own download links, which give them infinite flexibility to put anything in your downloads folder. Hi, Dying Teal Square here. It's been brought to my attention by a friend of mine that YouTube has very finicky guidelines about piracy and mentioning it. So for the sake of not being tarnished by the pathetic algorithm, all mentions of specific sites had to be censored, not like anyone should have gone on them in the first place. It's a brilliant example of going the extra mile, pretty much. These sites offer a plethora of different programs to download, and they all don't use Google Drive to store them, because using Google Drive completely to supply all your pirated software is like me figuring out using Caffeine to improv absolutely all of my videos. Half the time it doesn't work. Gosh, I regret not writing a script. There are no words to describe how big some of these websites are and how popular it is. It's going to the point where it's even spawning imitators. There's a particular site that I won't name, obviously, that has a clone of it with, I kid you not, just one letter changed. It's pretty much a carbon copy of that site, just with one extra letter. Even down to the programs it offers. Down to the programs it offers. Kind of like my humor. And my script writing. There is just a lot going on in this saga, and I went through a deeper rabbit hole than was meaning to the point where there's no way for me to tell which one's the original. Both the sites have genuine claims, and both have a huge amount of programs on offer, and both of them are widely used and widely respected sites. Remember, this video is for educational purposes only. I don't encourage you to do any of this. Okay, great, now I can't be sued in court. Heck, both of them even claim to be the original. At least one of them got an actual guy to do it. Some reasons why I think is the original site is because it's the only one out of the two that's open with their founding date in Canada, and this site actually has a copyright claim on their name and stuff. But on the other side of the spectrum, .com thing, I'm dying hell, has less sketchier methods of getting into the software itself. Of course, I didn't try it, obviously. They have tutorials on their site on how to do it. You cannot prove anything, Luigi. Most of the methods used by these sites involves starting a trial of Creative Cloud, which needs your credit card information, and then replacing the exe with the quote-unquote cracked version, and others just gives a patch file that does all that stuff for you without credit card, so there's that. And also is the only one that recognizes that they have imitators on their official site and on everything they let you download. But outside of that, they both claim to be the original. They both claim that the only way they make money is from ads. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Again, there's not really that much of a concrete way to tell what is giving you viruses or not. No anti-malware scanner is going to be perfect, and there's always going to be a couple things that slip under its nose. So this, again, is not recommended to anyone. Outside of just pure vibes, there's really no way to tell what product you're getting is malicious. But you know what is completely malicious? AliExpress, and I completely 100% definitely proved that it's a gambling site. If you want to see how I did that, watch this next. Please listen to what I have to say. This is the third time taking this thing. I'm not good at this stuff. I'll see you there, I guess. Alright, later, nerds.